This morning I'm in a place called Ceresole Reale, which is on the Col du Nivolet pass in northern Italy. So that is today's ride, the Col du Nivolet. So it's been on the wish list for quite a long time. It's a dead end ride, so it's one that you don't often find on tours and trips because it's an out and back. It's at least third highest pass at 2,641 meters. And the full climb is about 46k if you take it literally from the first incline. I actually did some research online that suggested that Ceresole Reale was the best place to ride from and see the best of the climb. Whoa! What the disaster has struck. I'm only like 4k in and something has just snapped. I think it's my fork. This is a disaster. This is literally a disaster. That is fucking So that's about as bad a mechanical as you can possibly get. Like that is, it's unrideable. There's a good chance that these bars could actually come off. I think it's the fork steerer. I'm not 100% sure. But the upshot is that I'm going to have to walk back and hopefully either find a bus stop or maybe hitch a lift. If a bus stop's not, within a few hundred meters, I'm probably just going to try and hitch. And obviously it's shoes off because I don't want to also wreck a pair of cleats, and then back to base and try and work out how I'm going to get this fixed, because there's not a bike shop within a good distance of here. This climb is it's on its own. It's out in the middle of nowhere, so I might have to drive and find somewhere. Maybe this is the sign. I've had this bike 7 years. Maybe this is the sign. What a shame it would be, wouldn't it, to have to buy another bike? But if that's what I have to do, right, better try and find that lift. Back at base after what can only be described as a complete disaster. So now I need to find out how bad it is before I can start looking at ways to get a fix. It's not a bad setting to do your mechanics. Let's get this headset apart and see how bad the damage is. So the verdict is in, and I need a new fork. Basically the fork steerer is snapped, probably because of the sheer strength I put through the handlebars when I'm climbing. I've basically just ripped the carbon apart. It's a cross I have to bear. The cross I also have to bear is where I'm going to find a fork for a 7-year-old BMC. Although I'm not that far from Switzerland, so my plan is to message BMC directly and ask them if there is anywhere nearby where I might be able to source a fork, even if it means I have to drive into Switzerland to pick it up. Because if I can't source a fork, as a minimum it's a new frame. Am I going to buy a new frame? Not really. I'd probably just upgrade the bike. But my preference would be to find a fork. So I guess we just have to wrap this video up here, and I'll report back later.